Hi, I'm Venus Leone, aka Swizzy Spaghetti. I went to the recording school. Happy 20th anniversary, LA Film School. Well, I have, this is a thing that started with the teacher here at the school, Mason. He would call me Spaghetti and I would call him Mason, so it just became like, and then somebody would scream Swizzy, you know, because I'm from Switzerland, so it became Swizzy Spaghetti. So that's my audio engineering. Like if you look up actually Swizzy Spaghetti, you'll find me. What I really love to do is actually recording at the women's mosque. Like I do live sound there, and then I learned a lot about Muslims, which is a great thing in these days because you only hear stuff in the news. So I was like, that's kind of cool being a Christian and do something in a women's mosque. And so they were like, it doesn't matter what religion you are as long as you're a woman. And so at first they were just starting and I couldn't help them because I didn't have equipment. And then a year later they contacted me again because they needed someone to replace the person that they had hired. And then I got kind of into it. So then I get to do a little bit of all kind of things, but mainly my main works are just in like film, doing location sound, doing post. I just finished a feature. There is this little feature that I worked on recently. It's called The Guitar. And it's about it's by Michael Boston. And I know him from another job that we did. He was the actor and now he's like the director. And so he called me, hey, remember me? And he just has really cool ideas. And like, I really like the script. I like to work with them and they're winning like a bunch of awards. And then he's also like showing how things can get done because he's keeping in touch with everyone and so it makes you feel part of a crew. At 20 years old, I had a full-time job in Switzerland, making $5,500 a month with my own apartment, just dreaming and wondering how could I ever be like Missy Elliott if I'm actually working here and I hate my job, but I'm making good money. And dancing and putting all my money into music and making my demos and performing in Switzerland and just dreaming big and just not fitting into that mentality. But that was a different life. Okay, I've been saying since I was 16, and in Switzerland you go to college earlier. So since I was 16, I've been wanting to get the Oscar for Best Sound. I'm a character, obviously, so people be like, and the Oscar goes to, I'm like, wait. If I don't get Best Sound, I don't want the Oscar, okay? Acting without sound doesn't work, so I have to do the sound. Like, I wanted to be like Whitney Houston and stuff like that. So, you know, in 20 years, I'm gonna be like an old, you know, hot, rich woman that just kind of took over LA and just opened a bunch of studios and employed a bunch of women and changed the world. And we're gonna have like a woman president in every other country. And it's ran by like a bunch of young people. So the best part was when I was interning at Nickelodeon, I got a message saying, you won. I'm like, I won what? You're the president. I'm like, the president of what? The president of the National Honor Society. I'm like, oh. So I wrote a letter and they voted for me while I wasn't even there. So that was, I think, a highlight because I never felt like I was the bullied in school, you know, like in Switzerland I was like the only black kid. So I was always like the underdog. I'm like, what?
And now you're the president?
What? You know, I mean, it didn't hold too long. I didn't stay president too long, but it was kind of a good feeling to think that people actually voted for me. Besides like, oh yeah, I was the president, there was one teacher that stayed with me and his name was Mark. And we were asking all these questions and questions and questions. So it goes into lunch, and people leave for lunch, and he just stayed at lunch and taught us how to play music. He basically taught me how to compose music, and I still to this day know the things that he taught me to compose music. So Mark gave up his lunch break to teach me something that I'm using to this day, and this was in 2012.
Wow.
So I think that's something that stays with me, like the teachers that actually went the extra mile to teach something, to help out, to answer questions. Those are the great moments of the LA Film School.